Okay, welcome back. Now, this is a first problem that comes in electricity. Let me tell you one thing. The numericals are very, very important in the chapter electricity. Please, a current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament. This is a current of 0.5 ampere is by a filament of an electric bulb. It is drawn about how much minute, guys? 10 minutes. Find the amount of electric charge that flow through the circuit. Understood? What is the meaning of this current, guys? What they had given? Given is very important. Given is very important. First, write on the given part of a problem. What they had given? A current. In our term, current is going to represented by letter I, that is 0.5 ampere. And the time is about 10 minutes. And what we need to calculate, guys? Charge. Charge. We need to calculate a charge. For this, what is the formula? What is the formula? I is equal to Q divided by T. This is very important. Okay. What they had given? They had given I. They had given T. We need to find out Q. In this formula, if they had given any two terms, it is very easy to calculate the another term by dividing the terms or by cross multiplying the terms. Let me tell you one thing. So many students will get confusion in a minute and second. But in our chapter, it is very important. What I told you in the previous class, that is Q is represented in terms of coulomb and the time is going to represented in terms of seconds only. For that purpose, you have to convert this minute, 10 minute into seconds. How much second is there for a 1 minute, guys? 60. It is nothing but 600 seconds. Now, put those values in your formula. The formula is gonna convert it like this. I is equal to Q by T. I into T gives you a Q. That is, it's gonna represent it in terms of coulomb. What is I, guys? 0.5 and the time is 600 seconds. That is equal to Q. What is the answer? 300 coulomb. That is equal to Q. So it implies Q is equal to 300 coulomb. So just cross multiply that one and you will get an answer. So this is very easy problem. So only one thing you have to remember, you have to convert this minute into seconds. Okay, let me tell you one more time, just recall the things. A current of 0.5 ampere is drawn by a filament. Current means I, that given I, in an electric bulb for about 10 minutes. T is 10 minutes and find the amount of electric charge. You have to calculate the charge. Charges, you need to calculate how much charge is required for the drawn of 0.5 ampere in 10 minutes. Okay. For that, I had taken out one beautiful formula, that is I is equal to Q divided by T. And I substituted those values here, I into T, that becomes Q. That I into T is nothing but 300 coulomb. That is 0.5 into 600 is nothing but 300 coulomb. There you got a value of Q for the given formula. And this is the one formula which is there in a first problem in electricity. And please understand the things properly. Okay. And please do watch my video till end and don't skip any videos, because there is a link between one session to the another session. Okay, let's go with the numericals. These are all the numericals are there in your NCERT textbook. Okay, let's solve. This is the first problem which is there for your potential difference and all. Just look at the problem. How much work is done in moving a charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having potential difference 12 volts? From one point to another point, it has to get moved by using 2 coulomb of charge. How much potential difference required? It means how much work is done. Okay. Before moving into anything, what I told you in the previous class, please mention the given things. This is very important. If you know whatever they had given, it is very easy for you to solve the problem. Okay, this is the main thing that you have to learn in a physics. Okay, let me write what they had given. That 2 coulomb of charge means what, guys? Q. Q is equal to how much? 2 coulomb. And 2 points having potential difference. What is potential difference? That is V is equal to what, guys? That is 12 volt. Okay, what we need to calculate? Work done. That is W is equal to, we need to calculate. This is very important. Work done, we don't know what is work done, that we need to calculate work done. And we know one formula regarding potential difference. What is that? V is equal to what, guys? W divided by Q. Correct. What is V? That is potential difference. W is work done and Q is a charge. This is the relationship between potential difference, work done, and a charge. What they had given, V and Q they had given, we need to find W. So V into Q is equal to W. It implies W is equal to, what is V, guys? 12. And what is Q, guys? 2. That is equal to 24. Work done is always measured in terms of joules. What, guys? Joules. So what is your answers? 24 joules. Please note down this. This is very important. This is your second problem in a NCERT textbook. What is meant by saying that the potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt? Just now I had discussed something with you by showing a battery, correct? What I discussed there, that is that battery has 1.5 volt. What does it mean? That battery having that pressure between 2 points, that is 1.5 volt. According to the definition, what we have to mention here, 1.5 volt of work is done. There I mentioned, correct? Here, how much they had given? 1 volt. So what you have to write down here? The 1 joule of work is done to carry 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another point. Just write down that one. That is your answer. What do you have to write down? 1 joule of work is done to carry 1 coulomb of charge travel from one point to another. This is very important. This kind of questions we're going to ask in a multiple choice questions. Okay, so careful while answering such a kind of questions. Okay, write down. And this is your third problem. Just read the problem properly. How much energy is given to each of charge passing through a 6 volt of battery? Each charge means what, guys? Single. Correct? It means Q is how much? What they had just mentioned given. This is very important. Okay. Q is equal to what? 1 coulomb. And passing through a 6 volt of battery. V is equal to 6 volt. Energy, nothing but work done. So just take down V is equal to W by Q. W is equal to V into Q. What is V, guys? 1 into 6. That is equal to 6 joules. So your answer 6 joules of energy is given to each for a 1 coulomb of charge passing from one point to another point of a battery by using 6 volt of potential difference. This is about the problems, whatever which is there in your NCERT textbook. This finishes your some problems regarding potential difference and all. In my next video, we'll move on to a very important concept, that is Ohm's law. This is very important concept, that Ohm's law, the problems related to the Ohm's law, everything we're gonna solve in my next video. Please do watch and share and subscribe. Guys, let's solve some numericals on Ohm's law. One thing note down, resistance is mentioned in terms of ohms. This symbol is called as ohms, guys. Okay, the unit of this resistance is ohms. The symbol for resistance is ohm. Okay, we mentioning the unit for resistance is by this symbol, guys. Okay, this is so very important. Okay, whenever this symbol comes in a problem, just take down directly, that is your resistance. This is a simple hint. Okay, come back. This is what they had given, some information regarding the current bulb, how the electric bulb is drawn and all, how much voltage is there and everything that given, that mentioned in this problem. What I told you in my previous videos and all, first you have to note down the given, then it is very easy for the problem solving techniques and all. These are the simple techniques, guys. Please don't forget these simple techniques. Okay, what they had given, just take down given V is how much, guys? 220 volt, and R is about 1200 ohms. Okay, and R is 1200 ohm. How much current? What they had given? You have to calculate the current, means I. Okay, V is equal to I into R. They had given V, they had given R, but we need to calculate I. Correct? In this is a formula for what, guys? Ohm's law. Whenever the given, if it consists V, R and I, definitely these problems are based on the one law, that is Ohm's law. Okay, directly just write down the formula and easily just calculate the terms whichever necessary and all. Okay, V by I is equal to what, guys? R. It means R is equal to, V is how much? 220 divided by 1200. 00 will get cancelled. How much it will come? Around okay, wherever you get the information regarding V, R and I, it is purely on a problem of Ohm's law. Okay, just write down this relationship and just solve the problem easily. So what we need to calculate? I. So V by R is equal to your I. It implies I is equal to how much? V is how much? 220 divided by 1200. It is equal to around 0.18 ampere. So what is your answer? 0.18 ampere. Okay. Let me tell you one more time. Now, how much current will an electric bulb drawn from a 220 volt of a source? They had given the potential difference, that is V is 220. They wanted you to calculate the current, how much current is there, how much current is flowing in the circuit by if the resistance of a filament, the disturbance of a filament has how much is 1200 ohm. This symbol represents a resistance. Okay, take down the given points that V is 220 and R is 1200 ohm, and I we don't know. That one only we have to calculate. There is a relationship is there between V, I and R, that is V is equal to IR by Ohm's law. So we can easily calculate any one term if two are given. So V by R is equal to I. So I is equal to 220 divided by 1200. It is around 0.18 ampere. This is your final answer. Note down. This is your second problem in a NCERT textbook. What they had given, potential difference between terminals of electric heater is 60 volt. What they had given, that is V is equal to how much, guys? 60 volt. When it draws a current, I is equal to 4A. Correct? From a source. Now, please careful. What current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased? They are increasing the potential difference. They are increasing the potential difference. How much, guys? 120 volt. Correct? They are increasing the potential difference 120 volt. They are asking you to calculate the current at this potential difference. You know V and I, and we know the formula V is equal to I into R. We have to calculate I, that is equal to V divided by R. But we don't know R. We don't know R. How we are calculating this R? By this information, it is easily you can calculate the R. Am I right? V is equal to how much, guys? I into R. R is equal to V divided by I. 60 divided by 4. How much, guys? This is around 15 ohms. What is your R that you got? 15 ohms. Let me explain one more time. Potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt. And when it draws about current 4 ampere from a source. This is your given. And now they are increasing the potential difference in the heater. And they wanted you to calculate if the potential difference get increases to 60 to 120, what will be the current? For the calculation purpose, we know one formula, that is V is equal to I into R. What is I, guys? V divided by R. But we don't know R. We don't know R. How to get that R? By this information. Okay, by this information, you can easily get R by putting this 60 volt and a 4 ampere. That when it divides voltage, when it divides with a current, definitely you will get resistance. How much we got? 15 ohms. Now, I is equal to, what is V, guys? 120 divided by 15. How much? How much it is? 8 ampere. Correct? There is one logic is there in this problem. What I told you in the explanation of Ohm's law, when potential difference increases and current is also get increases. Just look at the problem. What they had given? 60 volt of potential difference get increased to 120 volt. That means double time it got increased. 60 into 2, it is 120 volt. Correct? And it is very easy. How much potential difference is get increased? That much only current has to get increased. Correct? I is how much? 4 ampere. It has to get increased for 2 times. 4 into 2, 8 ampere. There is a logic is there. By seeing the problem only you can easily calculate. But for that type of logic you won't get any marks. But by observing the given data, you can easily calculate the current by knowing the terms, the relationship between V and I. Okay? but you have to mention all these things and you have to calculate, you have to show with a in a calculated manner only. Okay, but there is a logic is there, that logic is also important. Okay, take down. Got the answer? Yes, this is how much? 4.8 into 10 to the power of minus 3. If it goes in the reciprocal way, it will become as a plus 3. 4.8 into 10 to the power of 3 ohms. This is your resistance of a given resistor. 10 to the power of 3 means what, guys? How much? 1000. What is 10 to the power of 3? Yes, 1000. R is equal to 4.8 kilo ohms. Because 10 to the power of 3 means 1000. It's nothing but 1 kilo. Okay? This is the third problem. What they had given? They had given V and I, which is in the term of milliammeter. You have to convert that into a ampere, that is 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 ampere. Because it is in the form of milliampere, you have to convert it into ampere form. You have to calculate R by one formula, V is equal to I into R. R is equal to V divided by I. Just note down the whatever the terms they had given. 12 divided by 2.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. It is around 4.8 into 10 to the power of 3 ohms. 10 to the power of 3 means kilo. So I can write down 4.8 kilo ohms. Okay. This is also very important, guys. This is a problem regarding graph. What they had given? They had given a readings of I and V. You need to plot a graph by using this information, and you have to calculate the resistance. That is already I had told you how to calculate the resistance. R is equal to V by I. First, before calculating the resistance and all, you need to plot a graph. I'll show you how to plot a graph. So I'll plot a graph by using a given data. For 0.5 ampere, how much it is? It is around 1.6, correct? I'll note down here. For 1.0, it is around 3.4. Okay. For 2 ampere, it is around how much, guys? 6 point something. Okay. For the 3 ampere, it is around how much, guys? It is 10.2. Come here, okay? Okay. For 4 ampere, it is around 13.2. Okay, I'll take here. Okay. The graph, just look at the graph. The graph is uniformly, the graph is of straight line. You got a straight line for the graph. Okay, the graph is very important. So just this recording is important that you can mention, or it is not necessary, but what I am telling you, just mention the terms, that's it. Okay, By this graph, you have to calculate the R. Okay, R is equal to how much, guys? V by I. I'll take the highest number of current and the highest number of voltage. Okay, that is V is how much, guys? I'll take the, which one is the highest voltage? That is around how much it is? V highest number of V is 13.2 divided by highest number of I is how much, guys? 4.0. How much you will get? Just tell me. Huh? R is equal to 3.3 ohms. Anyhow, it is a uniform graph and it is a straight line. For every Vi and I, you will get 3.33 ohms. 3.33 ohms. Okay. Note down this. And one thing I wanted to tell you, whatever I'm writing on a board, please note down this, whatever entire information in your running notes, and please to watch my videos till end. Then only you will come to know how to solve a different kind of problems and all. Okay, these are all the problems which are there in your NCERT textbook. I solved almost all the variety of problems. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you.